Hi. Hello. Um, those of you may already know me as MacBook with a K. And Mac is MacBook is Mac was a nickname for my name. So yeah, and I turned it into MacBook, but with a K because I spelled Mac with Mack. But yeah. But this video was cheapers last. Anyhow, sorry, distracted with something. Anyhow, this video is about how black men always like to attack black women. And for those of you black women who are very angry and upset about that, I mean, don't get me wrong, I know what it's like. I know how you feel. As I also suffered through that before as well. Woof. And for those of you black women who are very upset at that and bitter, and those of you black men those of you good black men who are good and pissed at your fellow black men at being so abusive, I just want for you to understand. I just want for you to not be so upset, to not be so pissed, because maybe if you actually knew where it came from, you wouldn't be so upset. Because it does may sound a bit cliche, but please forgive them. They know not what they do. Like, I'll explain to you literally. I'm not just going to quote the scriptures and be a total dick like that. And then just embezzle you with the scriptures and be like, that's it? No, I'll let me explain. You see, when one harms themselves, obviously one wouldn't. Nobody chooses to harm themselves. When the black man harms the black woman, they're harming their own self. When you harm yourself, that's how you know it's not your fault. You're just not well, you know? Because, like, say, when you are trained to harm your rib, when you're harming your rib, you're ultimately harming your own self. And see, when one part of your body fails, all the other parts of your body start failing as well. And that's literally the same situation that's going on when the black man harms the black woman. So really, he was brainwashed to harm his own self. It's like a divide and conquer situation. Yeah. And you may probably be wondering where he learned that from. Master taught him to be that way. Master taught him to harm his own self, because you see, we were always suffering together, you know? We were suffering out in the field, and we were suffering out in the fields. The women were picking cotton with the men at the same time. We were there in the fields with you. We always suffered everything together, and we still managed. But he ultimately, because there's always Adam and Eve, but Master realized in order for him to really genuinely break us, he had to divide both of us. Because what on earth is Adam? Tell me, what on earth is Adam? Why he doesn't have Eve, huh? And it's Adam and Eve. You don't just say Adam. And and you don't just say Eve. It's Adam and Eve, because Eve's nothing without Adam, and Adam, as Adam is nothing without Eve. And see, we're living in this demonic patriarchal society built by our oppressors. And so that creates this ridiculous illusion that the man is superior to the woman, to the black man is superior to the woman. Like, it's just like you wanting to entertain the idea that Adam is superior to Eve because he was made first. That's just as ridiculous as you entertaining the idea that Jeepers sizzling creepers blasted. Oh no, sorry, just noise in the background. It's just as ridiculous you entertaining the idea that the black man is superior to the black woman. I mean, yes, they play different parts, but just because they play different parts doesn't mean that one is better than the other. And if you did want to entertain the idea that Adam was superior to Eve because he was made first, look at this. Let me debunk that rubbish. You see, one had to be made before the other. If you wanted to entertain the idea that the omnipotent being could have created both of them at the same time, well, I like to look at it like this. You see, with a masterpiece, you have to dedicate all your time to make one. And then, when you're done, focus on the other. And ultimately, Eve was made from Adam, so they're still the same thing. So that's ultimately, just as I would say, just as any regular individual would say, you've utterly lost your mind to want to entertain the idea that Adam is superior to Eve because he's created first. You're just as insane to entertain the idea that black men are superior to black women. It's both of us. And of course, with such a demonic illusion of the patriarchal society that we're living in or suffering in is created, that made the black man want to think that he is superior to the black woman, with that being a ridiculous illusion that he is dwelling on. He takes advantage of that and oppresses and uses the power that he has to oppress the black woman, the very little power that he has, and it exacerbates it. And I use that word right. And makes it all the more. And makes her suffering all the more. When they're divided, that's when we fall. And when you see the black man harming the black woman, you should pity them because they're harming themselves. They were brainwashed to harm their own self, you know? And you can imagine how horrible that would be. And ultimately, I would feel empathy when I see someone I love when I see someone I love suffering and harming themselves, and they're being destroyed. Even if I'm arguably suffering it worse, ultimately all my attention is going to go on to them because no one wants to suffer. No one will willingly put themselves through that. And if they do, it's because they don't know what they're doing. They're brainwashed. They're sick. They don't know anything. And ultimately, when you See, the reason why I'm telling you this is because I know you would feel, you black women, you would feel empathy. Because that's who we are. That's how black people are. We feel empathy as human beings, actual human beings. And that's why I know I'm not wasting my time with you on this. Because if you were stone cold and feeling empathy at all, like Kate Becky and Kate Bob, I wouldn't even be wasting my time trying to tell you. And that's the thing. If you black men who are watching, just know that you're harming your own self. And there's no black man and both Adam and Eve, aka the black man, the black woman, just know that we were brainwashed by massa to think that we had to be on our own. But just know it takes two to tango. Just like, literally, just like how it takes two to tango. It takes both Kate Bob and Kate Becky to fulfill white supremacy and destroy us with that. It takes both Adam and Eve to utterly utterly free us from this oppression. Utterly remember who we are. Remember that we are his children and the one true heir. We're not going to get into that right now. So that's all I wanted to say for right now. For right now, of course. Thank you.